Hey, guys! Hester's voice called. The two girls turned and saw the three witches looking back at them, chest deep. There's someone else there, said Hester. Sophie stepped forward, squinting past the witches across the lake. Then she saw it, 100 yards away, a seal hurdy hunched on top of the water. She couldn't see whose it was. She couldn't even tell if it was man, animal, monster. But whatever it was gave her a dark feeling. I'll go, Agatha started. I'll go too, Sophie said without thinking, clasping Agatha's wrist and dragging her past the witches and Hot, who had watched her to follow. The icy water knifed through Sophie's dress as she swam, but she didn't make a sound nor stop swimming, her breaths archy and shallow. But then something curious happened. As the two girls swam farther, Agatha sank like the others, down to her neck. But Sophie didn't sink at all. Her body started floating higher, higher, magically sloughing off water, until suddenly she was walking on top of the lake as if it were solid ground. She looked down at Agatha, dumbfounded. Agatha seemed equally stunned, as did the rest of the crew, but there was no time to ask questions. Go, said Agatha quickly. But be careful. Sophie swallowed it hard. Then she kept walking. The lake felt rubbery under her heels, and buffeted fish oggled her from beneath the surface. Under dreary skies, the figure ahead remained cloaked in shadow. As Sophie grew closer, closer, she could see its stooped back, wrapped in soaked grey robes. The ominous trembling in her stomach deepened. Hello? She called out, inching nearer. No answer. From behind, the figure had scanty knots of white hair, a shiny skull gleaming through. Can you hear me? Sophie asked. Still nothing. I'm here on behalf of King Tetrus of Camelot, Sophie wept, mouth dry. We're looking for the Lady of the Lake. We need her help burying our friend in King Arthur's grove. An old head spun to face her, milk-white flesh hanging over bones and wounded with warts. Her teeth were rotted away, and her cold black eyes and thick peeling lips hung open in a full, empty gape. Sophie ate her own scream and stumbled back, bracing to run. Wait, the hag said. Sophie froze. The voice was low and husky and beautiful. It was a voice she knew. Sophie inched back around. It's you. You are the Lady of the Lake. I'm sorry for not letting the others see me like this, but they wouldn't understand, the Lady of the Lake said softly. You are the only one who knows what it's like to lose when you are, except you found your way back to your true self. I never will. This is permanent, Sophie said, staggered. But I saw you. Merlin brought us here to hide us in your waters. You were beautiful and magical and powerful. You didn't look like this. The lady sighed deeper, glancing away. He said he loved me, that if I protected him, he would save me from my internal loneliness, and I believed him. Chadwick, Sophie said. But he... No, said the lady, her voice catching. Not him. Who then? And what does love have to do with... But then, Sophie remembered what the beaver had said when they started their tour, a tale of how the Lady of the Lake came to be. You kissed someone, Sophie breathed. You lost your powers. It's why the gates to Avalon are open. The lady's eyes were bloodshot and wet. I thought he'd take me away from here. That's why I gave him shelter. Sophie's heart started hammering. You kissed the snake? You gave up your immortality, your magic, to kiss this monster? Do you know what he's doing in the woods? Do you know what he did to our friend? She caught herself. Wait a second. If you kissed him, that means you saw him. Without a mask. You know who he is. You saw his face. And it was beautiful, the lady said, beginning to cry. I know you won't forgive me for letting your friend die, but I had no choice. Sophie stared in horror. You watched Chadwick get killed, and you didn't help him? The lady sobbed harder. Blood surged through Sophie's veins. Once upon a time, she too had been willing to commit any evil for love. But this was Excalibur's maker. This was God's greater defender. You watched him die for a stupid kiss? Sophie sniffed. You voted to protect Camelot forever. You voted to protect its king. It's not that simple, the lady stammered into her hands. I had to protect him. Even Merlin would understand. I had no choice. You keep saying that. I had a choice. You had a choice. We all have choices. And you let a boy be murdered inside Avalon. Why? Because the snake was pretty? Sophie snarled. Chadwick was the liege of King Arthur's son. Chadwick was Theod's knight. That is your first loyalty. No, said the lady. My first loyalty is to the king. And Chadwick was the king's best friend. Sophie spat. A king you promised to defend until the end of time. Chadwick had Theod's trust. Chadwick had Theod's faith. What does a snake have? The Lady of the Lake slowly lifted her head. The light had gone out of her eyes, replaced by a cold, dead glare.